Hello everyone, welcome to Performance Racing League, PRL. I am Hoop BK. Thanks for joining us on a beautiful Sunday in Brazil. It's a rare sunny Sunday in Brazil. I swear it's always raining when we get here. In for a treat today because there's no qualifying. We're about to get right into the race because we have a reverse standings grid. Means the back end of our full-time drivers' standings will be starting at the front. We'll go in reverse order from there, and then any reserves, I believe, are put at the back of the field. So I think that means... Let's see, I think I have the grid somewhere, or I could just pause it. Should be set in here. Means Butler's on pole, and number is P2. Goofy, Ruin, Rogue, Tar Heels, top 5. Lit is P6. Uno Cinco, Frosty, Jesper, and Craig. Jesper, maybe a sleeper at P9. Frosty, definitely a sleeper at P8. I think he's coming off a victory, isn't he? J-Story 11th. Cac 12th. Rusty 13th. Mastris 14th. Rossi, Gold Killer, Ghost Viper. Bingo Jimbo, who is... P1 in the standings, so that's the end of the full-timers. It's Turner and Vinny Sips reserving at the rear of the field. If Frosty says, me, a sleeper, just saying that based off of your recent performances. Reverse standings grid is always interesting because you have all of the pace, all the guys with the usual pace in the back. So it means there's going to be a lot of racing as they fight their way towards the front. So sometimes makes for some awkward moments because you're starting to race guys that you aren't really used to racing with yet, if that makes any sense. A lot of guys that... you don't have to worry about usually, that you're not even thinking about because you're usually starting and finishing way ahead of them, or now between you and the front of the field. So can make for some interesting moments. Guys racing around drivers they're not familiar with yet. And we're giving everyone some extra time since there is no qualifying to get their setups right, and then we'll hop right into the formation lap in a few minutes' time. Real quick. Yeah. I guess this would be a good time to, shit. Sorry, I'm dicking around on my computer while doing with this. Good time to pull up the standings. So yeah, it's quite relevant in reverse standings grid. I think it's been a couple seasons since we've had one of these. Oh, we got the formation lap underway. So it's the Haas of Butler starting P1. Our standings as they sit after 5 rounds. Bingo Jimbo has had quite a good start to the season. 4 podiums in 5 races. Finished P4 last time at Austria here. Since I'm talking about him, we'll go on board. But got the fastest lap, so he's up by 33 points over Ghost Viper. Costly DNF in Monza has hurt him. 54 points back is Gold Killer. Justin, who has a pair of wins, but also a pair of did not starts, is P4. 62 points back. Oh, we don't actually have Justin, so it's Rossi. It's my bad. I should have looked up for that. So it'll be a third do not start for Justin. We got Rossi. Mastris slips in here. Rusty Oil Can is P6. 85 points back. So that's really the top ones. Let's get everything set up real quick. Looking at tires real quick, it's mostly mediums. We have 2 hard runners. It's Tar Heels P5 in the V-Carb and Jesper P9. in the Aston Martin. Other than that, we have it's a grid full of those yellow-walled medium tires. Just gonna stick around real quick, try to get back. So our pole sitters pulling back to the front, passing the cars that I guess they got a little bit out of shape there. Some cars never really went on their lap, their formation lap, but we are just moments away from the light sequence here in Brazil at Interlagos. A sequence starting now. 3, 4, 5 red lights. They are out and we are underway from Brazil. I think it's Goofy with a great start, gets to the bottom and jumps into P2. I think we've got some ghosting through here as we got a car around. I think it's a Sauber has been spun. That's Craig trying to get down the Senna S's. Already a battle for the lead. Oh, we've already lost Jesper, and that's going to bring out a yellow. Jesper found the outside wall, perhaps, at the exit of turn 3. And we have some penalties coming through as well. Under the safety car, some collisions. Not how you want your race to start. The race barely underway, and unfortunately Jesper will not survive this first sector. So the full course safety car is out. Did have some movement at the top of the field. Number in the Ferrari actually finds himself out front in front of I'm Goofy. Butler, our pole sitter, down 2 spots. He got swamped. We saw Goofy cutting down to get to the inside line from P3, and he had a pretty good line into turn 1. Was fighting for the lead, but I think Number just had a better launch than Butler, was able to get around. Uno Cinco is up 3 spots. Ruin Rogue down 1. No movement for Lit. Big movers from the back of the field. Ghost Viper up 7. Bingo Jimbo up 7. Those are championship contenders there. Rusty up 4. Couple guys up 3. Vinny up 5. Turner into the pit lane. Tar Heels into the pit lane, possibly due to damage. I know Craig got tagged. I think that's turn 2, the middle of the S. We saw him sideways on the track. I don't see any damage, but I think Tar Heels may have been the one that got into him. He has to replace his wing. So we didn't catch all of that action. We can make some assumptions on what happened, at least with Craig. I don't really know what happened with Jesper. Just based on where his car was on track, I'm going to say he went wide out of 3, found the wall. The wall starts to jut out. Let me do some investigative reporting there. Jesper says he aimed for a space. Space got taken away. Not a lot I could do. So just hard racing here in the early going. Everyone jockeying for positions. Uno Cinco will come into the pit lane now. Put on some new tires. I think we'll have another lap under safety car. Hopefully we'll go green to start lap 4. So we continue our parade. Uno Cinco and Turner both on hard tires now. Tar Heels on a new medium tire. Jesper was just one of 2 drivers to start on the hard tire. Who was the other one? The other one was Tar Heels. And some exchanging of positions here in the midfield. Not entirely sure what's going on there. And I will just wait as hopefully the safety car will pull away as we get into the final sector. And we can go back to green flag racing. Here we go. Safety car in this lap, so Number in the Ferrari controls the field back up the hill at Interlagos. Always a fun track. We didn't even, because there's no qualifying, we didn't get a hot lap on board. Back to green we go. Ruin Rogue dives to the inside. Big lunge there. He's going to go way too deep and we'll have to go off. Huge lunge by the Mercedes, man. Restarting P4, was momentarily in P2, but could not stay on the track, clearly. It's going to cost him a spot in the end. He's going to side by side behind him. That's the Red Bull of Bingo next to Rusty Oil Can. Ghost Viper thinking about a look on the inside on Bingo Jimbo. So they'd started at the rear. They've already shuffled their way up to P7, P8, P9. That's Rusty, Jimbo, and Ghost Viper. Rusty gets to the back of J-Story there. Saw a little bit of debris fly. I'm not sure that was any damage, though. Field still mostly intact as we come back to lap number 5. Number with the fastest lap of the race. He was a second up, coming back up the hill. It's now just 0.4 of a second. Cack and Vinny going at it for P12. Vinny's come away with it, and Cack is going to fall into the clutches of Craig. Side by side, they go into turn number 4. Big heavy braking zone here. DRS wasn't able this time. Mass just wants to make it a twofer. We've got a car slow. Oh man, the McLaren almost getting it to the back of Rossi. Rossi was the slow car, had ghosted momentarily. That almost got into the back of him as he unghosted. Some tight racing here in the upper midfield as drivers trying to make their way back towards the front. See, it's about a second again. I'm Goofy. P2 does not have DRS as fastest lap tumbling down the board. Bingo Jimbo is going to end up with it this time as Ghost Viper to the pit lane. Let's see if we can get a look at what's gone on here. New wing for him? Yeah, so picked up some front damage. Just to make an unscheduled pit stop. Love the look of that Williams. Flipping through the field still. Yeah, Joe Bidome predicted Jesper as his winner, and that was a poorly aged comment. How about that? But my other call out of Frosty sitting P4 in the Haas. Didn't call this out. Butler is P17. Did he come into the pit lane? That was our pole sitter. I'm not sure what happened to him, actually. I must have lost track as we have a move for the lead. Goofy around the outside as they go through the dog leg. And the Williams of Goofy locking into turn 1. See the big puff of smoke. He's going to have to defend from the pair of Ferraris. Good placement in the center. Now the high side holds off Number and Lit. So the Ferrari duo trying to chase down Goofy for the top spot here on lap 7. And a trio of other contenders just behind. Bingo Jimbo, Frosty. Bingo Jimbo picking himself into P4, probably in that DRS zone. And J-Story, P6. So our championship leader, unfazed by the reverse standings grid, has made himself up into P4. Well, Suzuki, the first 4 laps were under safety car. Had a couple of small incidents getting into the back of drivers, but we're seeing some good racing as the faster drivers try to pick their way through the field. This reverse standings grid. Bingo Jimbo, we look to the inside and just a good late braking move to get by Lit and move into P3. Number getting close, but not close enough to attempt a move. I think they know that the sand has found its way to the bottom of the hourglass as Bingo Jimbo knocking on the door here on lap 8. He's found himself at the front of the field for pretty much every race so far this season. 5 races, 4 top 4s. Got a yellow. Has gone away. Oh, now another yellow. I think Tar Heels trying to sort himself out. Ghost Viper had come into the pit lane. I think had some issues in Sector 2 a couple of laps ago. So that's why he is P19 and a long way back from the rest of the field. Should have DRS. Bingo Jimbo going to try to dump some battery. Gets to the high side through the dog leg. He will take P2. Side by side into turn 1. So a little bit of tapping as they try to give each other room through the Senna S a lot. Well, it tightens very much so. As Number picks up a time penalty. Must have cut the corner a smidge. Bingo Jimbo to the front. I'm Goofy now ahead. He made a pass for the lead just a few moments ago. Right, but also it's pretty much a dog leg. I feel like that's the best way to describe the that little turn 15 we have. And Mastris has DNF'd. And we're about to get our second safety car. Oh, man, you can see the car, and now you cannot. Maybe ran out of room on the inside at turn 5. And we have our second DNF of the afternoon already. Ghost Viper already in for his third wing of the day, the Williams garage. Hopefully they've taken that into account with their little spreadsheet. Hope they brought enough wings for the afternoon. Butler picks up a penalty for speeding under safety car, and we're going to go on another little extended break to wait for the field to catch the safety car. A couple of takers on pit road. Jimbo, Number, Story, Ruin Road, Gold Killer, Vinny, Craig, all went out pit road. It's a busy place. All of them were on the medium tires. We'll probably go to the hards. Number going to the soft tire. J-Story going to the soft tire. Uno Cinco had already pit. He's remaining on his hard tires. He'll shuffle up into P7. Yeah, a lot of takers there. Moving on to the hard tire, except for this duo, who I think are just going to try to go aggressive on the restart, make up some time. Yes, with the softs, definitely going with the two-stop strategy. Probably medium, soft, hard. Certainly tried to go aggressive here in the middle stint then. So 7 cars stayed out, 6 of them on mediums from the beginning of the race. I'm Goofy, who is your leader. Lit, who is in the top 3. Frosty, who is fighting in the top 5. And a Rusty Oil Can, who I believe was P7, P8. And Cac and Rossi. Rossi had an issue. But now it finds himself in P6. None of these drivers have made a mandatory stop yet. Jimbo, the first on the new tires. It's new hards. I think he has enough of a raw pace offset to hold off Number and J-Story, though J-Story is no slouch, so we can see an interesting battle here on the restart. Ruin Rogue and Gold Killer back here as well. Did Rogue lose some spots? I don't know. Definitely seems the middle sector is catching some drivers off guard under safety car. We've had a couple of instances of having to make evasive actions to avoid the car in front. Yeah, good to have you back around, Suzuki. I know you haven't really been in the league with this game a lot, but it's nice to see you in the chat. Hopefully we're providing some entertainment for your Sunday. We're going to get going again to start lap 12. Already a third of the way through this race, and we've only had 4 or 5 green flag laps, I'd wager. Goofy leading the field back to green. Keeping it very tight into turn 1. Late braking. We're going to have some side-by-side action. Frosty all the way to the inside of Lit. Is it going to work out for him? No, we got a tap from behind. More taps and into the wall. Oh, tire flying, and there goes Frosty. Disaster of a restart. And guess what? Full course safety car is back out. So from what I saw, Frosty running wide, trying to hold off, or Frosty getting to the inside of Lit and then running wide at turn number 2. I saw a tap to the back of Ruin Rogue, who I had suddenly fixated on. Or maybe it was CAC. It was one of the Mercedes. And then just in front of that, Rusty and Frosty finding the outside wall. I thought Rusty had gotten the worst of it, and then suddenly you saw the tire from Frosty's car flying into the great unknown, and that was a flatlining moment for Frosty, unfortunately. So that will do it for him. He is P18. Rusty, a ton of damage to the front of that car, but still somehow in this race. And we'll have a couple more laps under safety car. Another opportunity for some of these drivers to come to the pit lane. I'm Goofy says, I'll stay out and keep the lead, but everyone else who had stayed out on their medium tires to start the race decided to get rid of them here on lap 13. It's a great time for a little snack break. So there you go. Both of my sleeper picks, who started in the top 10, have DNF'd here by lap 13. Yeah, it's my fault, Frosty. It's my fault because it's the commentator's curse. You're running very well. I think you were on for a podium there. It's going to be a good scrap between you and I'd say probably J-Story for a top 3. And safety cars breed more safety cars. So this was our 3rd full safety car of the afternoon already. Not even to the halfway point yet. 36 lap race. Yeah, some very tight racing. I was going to say a lot of contact here in the early going. And disastrous consequences for some. I'm Goofy holding on to the lead. As of now, he had started P3. Number's been hanging out at the front of the field. He's on some pretty fresh softs. He's P2. Does have a penalty already, though. Bingo Jimbo, our championship leader, up 15 spots from the beginning of the race. J-Story up 7. Ruin Rogue hanging out in the top 5 still. Gold Killer, Vinny Sips, and Turner all up double-digit spots. Craig is 9th. Butler, our pole sitter, has found his way back to 10th. Tar Heels has had some issues early going since 11th. Ghost Vipers had a ton of issues early going. He is 12th. And then these last 5 have just come in to put on new tires. They have the freshest of the field. 17 cars remaining as I'm Goofy will lead us back to the green flag. That's going to be a holdup. Goofy coming back to green to start lap 15. I love a good rhyme. Lock into 1. Number going aggressive on the outside will slot back in to line. So we head towards turn number 3 in the Reto Aposta. No DRS this time. Have some movement. Jimbo getting to the inside. Went the wrong way, sorry. Inside of Number into turn number 4. And gets clear of him. So Jimbo makes the move up to P2. Has his eyes forward on the top spot now. A little bit of a squeeze there. He goes wide. And J-Story is actually going to push his way through. The Ferrari is still off. Number's still in the grass. I think he thought there was an opening to the inside, and maybe there was, but the opening disappeared quite quickly. So Number sent to the back of the field. Jimbo got sent wide. Yes, there we go. Got sent wide and loses a couple spots. That puts J-Story, fresh softs, in the catbird seat right behind I'm Goofy, who is the only driver who has yet to pit. Gold Killer is going to use that pace to go side by side into turn number 1 and look at a twofer. Onto the curb he goes. He'll have the inside line into turn 3. Can he get a run on Goofy? We've lost Butler, who was disqualified. Interesting. I wonder what happened there. Side by side into turn 4 you go. Gold Killer has the inside and has the lead. So a big shuffle up here at the front over the last few laps. Over the last lap and a third since the restart. Jimbo to the inside, and now Goofy's going to feel the pain of those aging tires. He slots down to 3rd place, and J-Story thought he was going to have a good look at the lead, but Gold Killer just has a ton of pace. Has been showing off that pace a lot in midweek 2 as well, and forces his way by on those hard tires. Wonder what the lifespan looks like for these soft tires, and considering we've had a lot of laps under yellow, it should be nice and extended. Goofy will take it to the pit lane and gets a 10-second penalty. Too fast entering. So that'll set him to the way back of the field. Oh, I wonder if Butler was disqualified because he had a drive-through and didn't serve it quick enough. That would make sense, actually. He had picked it up like before the safety car. Heck, it might have been before the safety car, before the one that just came out. Have a battle for the lead emerging. J-Story started to fall back a bit. But Bingo Jimbo and Gold Killer. Mano y mano. Potential move here. Ghost Viper sizing up Vinny. This is for P5 on track. Good run for Vinny thus far. And to the front we go. Jimbo around the outside has DRS. And will lead the field into turn 1. So Jimbo back out front. I think this battle is not anywhere close to done yet, though. Frosty, did you get up early for this race? Or stay up late? That's very unfortunate. Rusty tried to make his way through the field. He gets around Ruined Rogue, sticks to the outside line, and moves to P11. Jimbo really pushing right now. He has fresh air. Doesn't have to worry about DRS. He was in the 111s last time. He's going to be in the 110s this time. Fastest lap of the race, 1:10.2. 1.2 seconds faster than Gold Killer. Ghost Viper makes a move. This is for P4. They have caught J-Story, so the soft's really starting to hurt. He hasn't had the pace to stick with the front two, and now he's going to fall back into this traffic. Ghost Viper was able to pick his way through. I remember Vinny was P5 at one point, so he's giving up some spots here. CAC holding off Rossi for P8. A lot of low-speed corners through the middle sector here. Some chances to feel out an overtake. Ghost Viper dealing with a 3-second penalty. So hoping to get clear and create some space between him and the rest of the field. We're on the back half of this race, finally. Lap 19, headed to lap 20. Jimbo out front, holding a 1.5 second lead. J-Story to the pit lane. He's going to ditch those soft tires, and that'll help some of these other drivers make up a position. If you're just tuning in, this is our reverse standings grid. Bingo Jimbo, our championship leader. Didn't need too long to pick his way towards the front, and now he has clean air. He's pulling out a lead of about 2 seconds over Gold Killer. Get Craig in P4. He's fallen away from Ghost Viper a bit, but has found himself at the front of this train between P4 and P8. Ghost Viper comes to the pit lane and a big overspeed run from Lit high side into turn 1. It's not turn 1 without a little puff of smoke from the front tires. Ghost Viper back onto some younger hard tires. We have a move back here. CAC Supreme to the inside of Vinny Sips. That's for P5. CAC on slightly better tires than Vinny. Rossi on medium tires, the only one of this group. Almost got into the back of Vinny there from our helicopter cam. He's trying to fill out a move. See, CAC went a little wide there, and Vinny unable to take advantage of it. It's going to be around the outside. side by side through turn 12, and Rossi's going to take the spot. I think he got the spot before the DRS zone. Yep, so Vinny's going to be able to take it right back. Gets to the high side. Then he sips back into P6. So good passing. Like, that was a good move, but wasn't playing the game right, if that makes any sense. Leaves himself vulnerable and has fallen away from CAC as well. So Vinny not getting DRS this time. CAC gets by Craig. Vinny... They're still roughly side by side. Ruin Rogue, oh no, has fouled the wall. Yep, car. Woo! That could have gone really poorly for Ghost Viper. Ruin Rogue has DNF'd on the Retta Aposta. That will bring out our 4th full course safety car of the afternoon on lap 22. So another little dice roll for strategy. 14 laps to go. What do you do here? Number has already come in and put on hard tires. Bingo Jimbo, our leader, will come into the pit lane. I imagine it's going to be a lot of takers. I think everyone up to Ghost Viper will be coming into the pit lane to put on some new Pirellis. Jimbo to the mediums. Lit's going to stay out. He wants the track position. So he will inherit the lead. And we see Tar Heels will come in. CAC Supreme to the softs to try to finish this one off. Going aggressive. With the compound choice here. So I feel like I missed some comments. So I want to... see if I can see those. Butler says, got a dub penalty, and Game said he had another lap to serve the drive-through, and still got disqualified. Very unfortunate there. Fourth safety car of the afternoon. Craig has a new wing fastened. He sits P10. So Lit stays out. He's on the hard tire. 10 lap old hards. Bingo Jimbo, fresh mediums just behind him. I wonder if Lit was gambling on someone else staying out to create room between him and the new tire runners. Just did not happen, so he's going to be a sitting duck on the restart. Jimbo, Gold Killer, fresh mediums. Ghost Viper stayed out to get some track position, and maybe needs to lock in on his braking point here under yellow. He's going to lose some spots, actually. It's going to put CAC Supreme. P4, he's on fresh softs, went aggressive with the compound selection. It's probably going to be 10, 12 laps of green flag racing. But we saw J-Story not really able to hold on to the softs for very long, and that was a 9-lap stint, and only some of that was under green flag. So we'll keep an eye on that. Rossi is P5. Ghost Viper moved down to 6. J-Story P7. Slightly older hards. Vinny Sips, fresh mediums in P8. Goofy P9. The hard tires. Yeah, I agree, Butler. I don't think the softs are the right call. I do like being bold and trying something different. I just don't think they're going to hold on for near long enough. We know that because we saw J-Story have issues with it, and Number actually have some issues with it in the extended middle stint. We'll have safety car in this lap. We'll continue running through the order. Tar Heels, Turner, Rusty is P13, Uno Cinco, and Number rounds out a 15 car. The 15 cars remaining. Tar Heels will get into the back of Craig, unfortunately. And what if that left him with any damage? Green flag once more at Interlagos. Lit leading the field back to green. We have a Gold Killer prediction, Gold Killer win in the chat. Lit going too deep into turn one. It's going to leave Jimbo open around the outside. Now inside, it's going to push Lit wide. He's going to fall back to P4. Immediately, new tires will prevail. And Jimbo back in the lead of this one. Gold Killer just behind. And CAC Supreme hungry for a win. P3 on those soft tires. There must have been, yeah, a wing change for Tar Heels. He puts the softs on here. Stuck in constant yellow land. I love when the game does this. Jimbo already stretching his legs a smidge, up to half a second. Still rather close. Top 12 all within a second of each other. That curb on the inside of turn 2, turn 3. I guess it really is turn 3, the Curva do Sol. Dangerous. No traction. And you can see it's kind of banked inwards towards the track. See CAC running on it just a little bit. Helps to rotate the car if you have any understeer issues. We have Ghost Viper trying to make his way past Lit. He does. That's the uphill turn 6, turn 7 complex. So now he's got some clean air, P4, but now 2 seconds back of the top 3 and still dealing with some time penalties. Craig getting past Goofy. Goofy was having a good run early, but is now down to P10. And Jimbo pulling a bit of time on Gold Killer. Rossi's turn to get by the Ferrari of Lit, so he moves to P5. What about J-Story? Is he going to get to the outside? He will. Penalty for CAC in P3. Could open this up a little bit more for the final podium spot, but now everyone 3rd through 5th dealing with penalties still. I think Jimbo is just too fast at this point. 1.8 seconds clear of Gold Killer. Ran a 109.8, fastest lap of the race last time. Got some movement on the run down to turn 6. Still going side by side. And Craig will get his way back around Vinny. I'm Goofy looking at a high side attempt on the Aston Martin. Will not get it. That's going to bring Rusty into the fray. Go through the undulating, winding portion. Oh, we've got a car in the wall. Who was that? Lit finding the brake marker off track, and a tough rejoin. Really glad he ghosted there. Almost got into Una Cinco. Nothing remaining of that front wing. And Craig has damage as well to an end plate. He's going to find the pit. Oh, yeah, and the rest of that side of the wing. So he and Lit must have got together. And Lit went flying off the track through a brake marker. He had been running pretty well, but yeah, gambled trying to stay out and immediately tumbled down the order, and now has to put on fresh softs anyway and get a new wing. That'll move Rusty up to P8. He is involved in an earlier incident with Frosty. Had to fight his way from the back of the field again. But back up to P8. Not too far behind Vinny Sips for P7. Good run from Vinny thus far. Turner, we haven't talked about too much today, but he's on fresher medium tires. Could be looking at a top 10, top 8 finish. He is catching on Goofy for P9. I believe he had started 19th. So good run from him thus far. Starting to get a little bit more of a spread throughout the field, but a couple of battles we're keeping tabs on. Let's actually take a quick look at penalties. I'm Goofy around. Or had gone wide or something. There was a yellow. He comes down the order a bit to P11. He's got 13 seconds of penalties. Number with 6, and 3rd through 5th all have 3 seconds of time penalties. Can bring J-Story into the top 5. Or if he's able to catch it all, bring him into a top 4, potentially. Bingo Jimbo in control. This one still, though, out front. 1:10.9 was his lap last time around. 7 laps to go at Interlagos, Sao Paulo. Over 2 seconds back to Gold Killer, then another 2.5 back to CAC. Ghost Viper 2.6, 2.7. So the only battle in the top 5 is Rossi trying to track down Ghost Viper. Does have slightly better tires. Was half a second slower last time. Is there damage to the front of that McLaren? Yep, I see a missing end plate, so that could be affecting performance. J-Story and Vinny actually running faster lap times than Rossi last time. Cross the line. Number to the outside of Turner. Interesting move there. Was able to pull it off. Almost cut back in a smidge too early, but he will take the spot on track. Does have that 6-second penalty. But now he's just fighting for time to minimize how far he tumbles down the sheet at the end of this race. Turner will have a chance to respond. Wing flap is open through the dogleg. Not able to get him into turn 1. And maybe not the greatest exit from 2 into 3. Yeah, numbers actually catching up to Rusty more than anything here. Looking at P8 on track. Lit and Craig going at it for P13. They had gotten into each other a few laps ago. That's why they're on fresh, soft tires. Almost a little bit of history there. Ghost Viper has caught CAC all of a sudden. I wonder if there was an issue. CAC ran into the 113s last time. Must have had a slip-up. So Ghost Viper and Rossi all the way to the back. And this is a battle for position. They are on equal footing with each other. Maybe the softs, she's starting to feel the difficult back end of a soft stint. Let's see what the lap time is this time. It's a 1:12. So not as obvious that time, but still a full second slower than Viper and Rossi. He is about to get swamped at DRS. He's going to dump some battery down through the Curve of Soul. Just to stay ahead, and he does. Let's get a helicopter view. Rossi's been very late on the brakes into this section, I've noticed, and that could explain the missing end plate. Was able to stay out of the rear of Viper that time, but cutting it close. Go on board. Getting set up for any moves this time down the front straight. They head on to lap number 33. Ghost Viper will take the inside line and take P3 on track. Rossi, not quite close enough to get into that opening. He's going to keep some momentum through it into turn 3. Ghost Viper will be the one without DRS this time. He goes defensive. Leaves just a bit of space on the outside, but kind of forced the outside tires of CAC Supreme into the grass. He lost the traction under braking, and he's going to lose the position and time. So it'll put Rossi back into P4. It's like maybe just enough space, but also maybe kind of a later move to shut the door there. So now Rossi knocking on the door of P3. These two going to go at it for the final 4 laps. About to be 3 laps. Trying to get after that last step on the podium. Lap number 34 now. CAC Supreme into the pit lane, actually. Did he pick up damage, or is he just ditching it? Oh, Rossi picks up another 3-second time penalty. That's really going to hurt his chances. He's going to another set of softs. Interesting call. Maybe just trying to vulture fastest lap, but I don't understand that call. Get the track position. Just stay out. Keep your top 5. But CAC Supreme will drop to 12th. And now Rossi will need Ghost Viper to really slip up to get that final podium position. We have a little bit of a battle for P5 now. J-Story has inherited P5. Vinny Sips, Rusty, Number, all within or about a second of each other. Vinny's been trying to hold on to that backside of J-Story the last few laps. But Rusty is getting larger and larger in the mirror of the Aston Martin. Lap 35 now. Next time around will be the white flag. Jimbo making a lot of moves early, taking advantage of the early chaos to get his way into the top 5 as Rusty makes his way past Vinny. DRS help there. But Jimbo was able to get the lead pretty early on and hold off Gold Killer and just kind of cruise at the front. Turning in fast lap after fast lap. He was once again 7/10 faster than Gold Killer on lap 34. To the final lap we go here at Sao Paulo. This has been round 6 of our championship, so getting close to the halfway point. Or maybe round 6 is halfway. Is it a 12 or a 14 round season? I can't ever remember. But Bingo Jimbo has been in control most of the race and most of the season. Reverse standings grid. Just a minor bump in the road that he has taken full advantage of, bringing his way back to the front. A little bit of battling still for P7, Number with that time penalty though. So Bingo Jimbo back up the hill through the dog leg. He comes. And he will take the checkered flag for, I believe it's the 3rd time this season. The 2nd time this season, but his 5th podium in 6 races. Another strong performance from Jimbo. J-Story is going to get P4, and Rossi is going to tumble down the order due to penalties. Ghost Viper will be P3. I don't know how Turner gets 20 seconds for the yellow flag. That seems interesting. But he'll be P8. Another strong showing from Vinny Sips. Not quite close enough to get Rusty for P5 at the end. A couple of great performances throughout the field. I think the reverse standings grid causes some messy racing in the early going, but kind of figured it out at some point. We had, what, 4 safety cars? 3 safety cars? Back on the top step. Familiar sight. Bingo Jimbo on the podium. We're back on the top step for the second time this season. Gold Killer, his 4th podium in 6 tries. And Ghost Viper, his 3rd podium in 4 attempts. So Jimbo, race winner, fastest lap. Driver of the day goes to Ghost Viper. He also gets most overtakes. And cleanest driver, Vinny Sips. Your final results, and note all the grid starts. Bingo Jimbo, Gold Killer, Ghost Viper, top 3, J-Story, and Rusty Oil Can in the top 5. Vinny Sips from last on the grid is 6th. Rossi Games 7th. Turner is 8th. Cac Supreme 9th. Number is 10th. Uno Cinco, Lit, I'm Goofy, Craig, and Tar Heels right out the top 15. And then we had 5 DNFs. That's Ruin Rogue, Frosty, Godfather, Jesper, and Butler. Is there any chance I get this? I'm going to say no. Oh, yeah, there's no way. Well, drivers should be grabbing it on their own anyway. I like to yap a little too long to actually grab the whole thing. Let's see. Next week is USA. So Austin. Actually have back-to-back weekends in the USA for Tier 2. It'll be Austin and then Las Vegas the Sunday after that. So we are officially now in the back half of Season 16. Championship really starting to take shape. If you thought that was fun, you should tune in to Fridge's channel. Is he doing comms today? Yeah, make sure to turn into Fridge's channel to see Tier 1 do the same thing in, I guess, an hour's time. Enjoy your break. They get back to watching some more racing in an hour as they take to Brazil. And then, if you, on this channel, be sure to tune in on Wednesday night at 8 o'clock for our midweek, 8:30 Eastern Time. For midweek taking on Austria. So make sure to check all that out. I've been HoopBK. This has been PRL. Have a nice afternoon.